Welcome to Star Citizen and the NineTails Lockdown event guide.
You have entered a high-threat area. Hostile elements have disabled quantum travel in this sector. All pilots are encouraged to seek alternate routes. Extreme caution advised.
With this warning, we are greeted by an active NineTails Lockdown, a dynamic event in the game, where we have the option of either breaking up this lockdown of any station of the side of the authorities and supporting local forces, or even reinforcing the blockade on the side of the criminal NineTails. In this guide, we will go into the possibilities of the legal variants. But first of all, a big thank you to the real ladies and gentlemen who make this video possible with their support as Patreons, channel members or Twitch subscribers. Thank you! As soon as the lockdown begins, after a few warnings in advance, we receive a priority mission under our General tab outside the directly affected area, whereby we are requested to deliver medical supplies to the affected station. The actual blockade mission, on the other hand, is only given to us when we arrive in the blockade area. We will go into the medical supply mission in the second part of the guide.
Glad you'll be joining us. We need all the help we can get. I'm Commander Herdsman with Crusader Security, and I'll be overseeing this op. The plan is to use scan ships to help us locate whatever the NineTails are using to block quantum travel. But we can't do that until we clear a safe zone for the scanners to operate. You have the coordinates of the first scan site. Make your way there now.
Here we will also receive the mission to protect scanner ships during their work. However, it is advisable to move your spawn point to the affected station first.
Scan ships here will begin collecting data soon. Hopefully it'll help us find the main NineTails fleet. Until then, I want eyes open for any threats.
We then fly to several mission markers in a total of 5 different areas, protecting the AI Terrapin scanner ships arriving there during their work and fending off the first waves of attacks from the criminal NineTails. However, it is possible to meet criminal players who have joined the NineTails already here, which then significantly increases the difficulty level.
Look alive, people. NineTails reinforcements inbound.
It is also advisable to accept the mercenary mission, a call to arms, in order to send criminal players directly to Clasher and to collect an additional reward for each enemy shut down. For these rewards amount to up to 60,000 Alpha aUEC in the course of a lockdown.
Right, scans are complete. Data needs to be brought back to base so it can be analyzed while we secure the next location. Stand by for coordinates. Got the next scan area. Fly there and secure the site.
We cover one scan position after the other in order to be able to locate the main fleet of the criminal NineTails with their quantum interruptors. Because as long as the lockdown is in place, we can't jump at least 250 kilometers or so to the station, and have to fly in and out for the area manually. The attack waves of the NineTails at the scanner points, without criminal enemy players being involved, usually pose no danger, even with a small group, and are quickly eliminated. If, on the other hand, players are mixed in with the AI opponents, a PvP battle will break out, whereby the legal players can then often find themselves in considerable trouble. Therefore, a PvP loadout with ballistic weapons can often be worthwhile, especially in the first phase. With the 5th defended scanner point, the main fleet of the NineTails is finally located, and we can set off for a final, much more epic battle. We then receive a follow-up mission for this, which we also have to accept directly in the blockade area, under the General tab as a priority mission. In this final battle against the main fleet of the NineTails, their numbers and categories of enemy also change, whereby we mainly have to take out dozens of Hammerhead Corvette units. With teamwork, a balanced fleet and a bit of consultation, however, this challenge is doable and promise a brilliant group experience. And should opposing players mingle with the NineTails, this balance of power can be reversed, which makes it all the more difficult to stop the NineTails. In the current game version, The Crusader Ares Starfighter versions, Iron and Inferno, as well as the very powerful Aegis Redeemer, already offer more than enough firepower to quickly and effectively confront even several hammerheads, and to dismantle them one by one into their individual parts. With future changes to the server performance, which will have a massive direct influence of the abilities of the AI opponents, the difficulty of the NineTails lockdown, as well as other dynamic events or battles against larger opponents, will then increase significantly, making it all the more exciting to be able to experience such as an event again.
Like that nine-tail cruiser's done for.
Once we have eliminated enough hammerhead units, the flagship of the NineTails, an Idris capital ship with an escort, arrives, bringing even more combat power into the fray. Here too, however, the Idris cannot use its main railgun effectively against the players, although it is only a matter of time before this enemy can also be beaten back. Nevertheless, the final battle is exciting, very effective and of course a lot of fun. Only the fact that there is usually no real danger if no criminal players intervene clouds the construction of a possible threatening backdrop to such a blockade scenario. However, this is only one of the many variants of how we can experience the NineTails lockdown. By destroying the Idris, the mission is then also successfully completed, and we receive about 60,000 Alpha UEC as a direct mission reward, plus as a bonus everything we were able to earn through a call to arms. On average, we achieve a reward of about 120,000 Alpha UEC for about 1 hour of space combat action. However, there is still the highly recommended possibility of generating considerably higher income with a second legal mission, although the action is missing there. Therefore, we dedicate ourselves to the priority mission available in the entire Stanton system, medical supplies needed, which we can also obtain during an ongoing blockade under the General tab as a priority mission. We use the largest cargo ships possible, fly to outposts and stations that sell medical supplies, and buy the medical supplies that are clearly available here during the blockade. However, we first invest our own money, which can cost a good 1.2 million Alpha UEC for a full load with a Hercules Starlifter C2. Although the danger of a complete loss due to a server crash no longer exists thanks to the server crash recovery, there is a latent risk of being destroyed by NPCs or players in the area directly around the blockade. Therefore, the risk should not be underestimated. The safest approach is in a team or in combination with a group that plays the space combat part of the lockdown, which then significantly increases safety. During the event, the affected stations buy up extreme quantities of medical supplies, whereby production is also increased significantly, which enables a very safe availability of goods. And should you need more in-depth information on the topic of trade, I recommend the dedicated XXL trade guide here in the channel.
Pilot, I wanted to check in and let you know that your continuing efforts to resupply the station are exactly what's needed during these difficult times. You've done a great job so far.
And with only one full Hercules Starlifter C2 load, 696 SCU medical supplies, we get almost 700,000 Alpha UEC mission pay, plus another 100 to 130,000 Alpha UEC for the pure commodity sale of the medical supplies, depending on the buying and selling price. So a profit of about 820,000 Alpha UEC for about 15 to 25 minutes flight, depending on where you have bought and which quantum drive you use. In any case, we recommend a fast military engine. There hasn't been a more lucrative trade route yet, and the Alpha UEC per hour are extreme here, after we can reach up to 5 routes with a little trick. Even before the NineTails lockdown, we can buy a load of medical supplies and leave them in our ship, after which we can immediately sell a load at the start. This means that a good 4 million Alpha UEC are possible only with this route and a single lockdown.